people. Okay, we got a very, very, very special guest to be talking to. Okay, and it's the artist who came up with that tune, a tune called Now I Rise, and it's come into a great, great album. So it's my pleasure to be introducing Dre Island to the world. Yes, Dre Island, speak to the listeners out there.
Greetings to the massive Rastafari love every time. Straight from Kingston, Jamaica. Yeah.
But every time. So, tell the listeners out there, who is Dre Island and why that name?
Well, Dre Island, is a youth from born and raised in Kingston, Jamaica, Reddings Road.
Yeah.
Humble beginnings like everybody else from my background. I got the name Dre Island from my cousin,
Okay.
Kirk Thomas. He's the one that also produced Days of Stone featuring my brother Chronix on the Noise album. He gave me that name. You see, Kirk Thomas now is a troublemaker. So he always gives people nickname.
Okay.
But my original name from birth is Andre Anthony Johnson.
Yeah.
So my household name was Dre. And then one day, me just see him walk up and say Dre Island.
Yeah.
But at first, I thought it was something that he was going to use to jeer me. And I see him keep on calling me Dre Island. And I said, why you call me that? He said, bro, then I say you move.
Okay.
And I said, me no move like one landmass surrounded by a body of water.
Yeah.
What you mean by how we move? And he said, no, man, remember Island is also a place where you got to go find yourself, Use a man always hold yourself, your meditation, So you are Dre Island. And then I took on the name, and then it got more spiritual and more meaningful once I welcome Rastafari in my life, I accept Rastafari. So that's how I got the name Dre Island.
Wow.
And that is Dre Island.
Wow, even that in itself is a very spiritual journey.
I mean, because it's life we living,
Yeah.
And it's a spirit that moves the body.
Definitely.
So along the way, the journey is a spiritual journey, so you're right, and that's how we live on this earth. And it's just for people see that and accept that our body is just a vehicle.
Definitely.
Transporting the soul, but as the gang says, a beauty inside to behold.
Yeah.
And that's how the world is outside to nature.
Yeah.
The trees, the sun, the skies, the moon, the stars, everything within itself is of nature. So if my family said Dre Island, I give thanks that they connect me with nature.
Definitely. So let's go back a little bit. Let's understand how your journey began. How did you get involved in music? Because I know you're involved in a church choir. But you tell us in your words, how did it all start for you?
Well, it first started out, I must give it to community where I'm from, because being in Jamaica, born in the ghetto, a Garrison era, music is the people and everything.
Yeah.
Them culture, them lifestyle. I mean, in everything that people do, music is everything. Because even the church, music is what they do to warm up everybody to get to their preaching time, the message time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when I wake up from my barn, next door me, even if I couldn't play dancehall or the reggae music in my house, next door neighbor, big sound box, string up, boom. All of the great hits from the 80s and 90s, was resonated in I and I. Plus, I started playing classical piano at the age of 3, with thanks to grandma and daddy for that.
Yeah.
And I also had the opportunity I was also fortunate to be born in a community that was surrounded by a lot of musicians and artists like Main Street Studio, where you had Red Rat, General Degree, Archive, Goofy, Buccaneer, all these artists.
Wow.
That studio was like 3 blocks or maybe 2 blocks away from my house. Reddings Road is where Buju Banton come from.
Yeah.
That's the next community next to my community, Park Lane. I have artists to like Red Dragon, Flower Gun, Daddy Lizard, You know what I'm saying? So
Definitely.
it was a musical community that I was born and raised up in, you know?
Yeah, for real.
And then, as you say, we have church because we are Jamaican.
Yeah.
Everybody who born in Jamaica have to go to church.
Okay.
You know, along the way we make our own choices.
Yeah.
Yes. But, you know, we go to church. And while at church, me did already musically inclined because I was playing the piano from that tender age, you know.
Yeah.
I was drawn to the choir. I was drawn to wanting to do anything that have to do with singing.
Yeah.
In my community, Shano, you know about that artist by the name of Shano that sing the song, Jah make the thunder roll and the lightning flash.
Yeah.
He's from my community.
Okay, wow.
I remember Shano was the one that used to DJ for me when I was a little kid from 12, 13, maybe before that. And I used to have the cheese used to come in a silver aluminum pan.
Wow.
And I used to turn them over on the back and use stick from around at the back of the yard and play a drum.
Okay.
And Shano used to DJ. So, you know, it was always
music
when I really look back at everything.
Yeah.
During high school, I was doing piano lessons, even when my friends was going to have a treat to get all the girls. I had to go the opposite way to piano lessons, you know.
Okay.
Wanted to quit so many times. Because, you know, peer pressure as a little kid, but give thanks, I say again, to good parents and grandma.
Yeah.
They never made me give up. And today, I give thanks.
Definitely.
100% for that.
One thing that you have mentioned is about the piano. And that's what I've noticed in your music. You're very eclectic in the genres. You're not just, you know, as people say, just a reggae artist or just this, just that. So how are you influenced by certain music and why the piano?
Well, I really can't tell you 100% why I really chose the piano because I was asked that question when I was a child.
Okay.
You know? But I studied classical music.
Yeah.
You know, and that had a key part in the music that I sing today. Because even going to church, you know, playing gospel music, being in the garrison, yes, I couldn't play dancehall music. Our grandma would have said it's boogie yaga music, lock it off.
Yeah.
But next door me, I would hear it. When I drive, go down the road, I walk, go to school, I would hear it. Reggae music, you know, it played right through when I was a little child. So I think it's all these genres and elements that I grew up on.
Yeah.
And not only one thing that made me appreciated every other one's culture.
Definitely.
You know, and I think that's what, and I also must give credit to the fact that I'm an artist from Jamaica that sings and play an instrument because that do play a big part in the way I make music and produce music today.
Wow.
So,
because you've worked with lots of different artists as well. And
yes, definitely.
And you being an artist, for those who don't know what's involved, what kind of, when you're doing collaborations, what does it teach you as an artist?
Well, you know, each collaboration, I think, for any artist, you know, should be one that is going to bring growth, one that's going to bring growth in every way, mentally, physically, I mean, spiritually, because from you're a singer and player of instrument, you know, you're blessed with a special love from the Most High, you know, so it's never for you to be lazy. It's always for you to elevate. And featuring is also accepting a next one's culture. For me.
Okay.
You know, because when I come to England, if me and you to do a song together, I'm not just going to give you a reggae beat because I'm from Jamaica. No. I'm going to listen to what you love.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make you listen to what I love. And we're going to make something brand new.
Yeah.
You know, so the both of us can appreciate each other's culture, you know.
Yeah, man.
And that way your people is going to love it, my people is going to love it, and that's going to make it big. So in everything that we do, we must have that connection of natural love.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to that collab. For real, for real. So,
Yeah.
I've read that your career started in 2008 as a professional artist. Is that correct?
Well, no, I started out 2013 as a professional artist. I
Okay.
used to produce. I used to produce in 2008. Still.
Oh, okay. That's why then. That's why it's coming up like that. Okay.
That's when I started production. And
Okay.
I was actually I was producing and writing songs with the intention that I'm going to find an artist along the way to manage.
Yeah.
And I actually voiced a song, a demo song, and that song leaked, and that's how I became an artist in 2013. Rastafari Way was that song.
Yes. Tell us about that mixtape because that is a fantastic tune. Tell us something, how it came about, how it happened, those sort of things.
Well, the mixtape still really started out when I went to link Kabaka.
Yeah.
I remember back in 2012 when I linked Kabaka, and 2013
Okay.
when I linked Kabaka, and he said to me, I have some brethren who are forward, don't leave yet, because I was about to leave, and he said, don't leave yet, I have some brethren who are forward where I want you to meet, and they want to do some work with you. But them leave it in the morning.
Okay.
And I was like, in the morning, and they want to work, what them want to do? He said, mixtape. I'm going to say, yeah, where them from? He said, California. I said, good people. I said, yeah, man.
Yeah.
And they came, met them, Irie Vibes, and bring them to my studio in my community. And remember, we just light up the chalice.
Yeah.
All our vibes. And him start playing some rhythm for me. And that same night, we voiced up all 24 songs. Because some songs, what I did for that mixtape was I had songs, a lot of songs, because I've been writing music.
Okay.
So what I did was freestyle, like the first minute and a half of the rhythm, any rhythm that he gave me, and then I sang like something that I wrote at the end of it.
Okay. Yeah.
And just give it a twist. So that's how we came about. And it was that same night that we did the song. Same night I met him, he left Kingston, Jamaica, 6 o'clock in the morning. And from there, he released it, and I saw the Rastafari mixtape went viral.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
For real.
It's nice,
Man.
And for me at the moment, too, everything that I was doing in music, likewise, it was just pure love.
Yeah.
Then, it was just fun and, yo, man, happy, man, never see the things that people used to say to me, like, yo, you need to do business, you need to structure this, For me, I came in this musical world with a song that got leaked. Okay. So for me, it was by the Most High will. It was just destined. It was destined to happen. Definitely. So I was just happy. Yeah. And I did what I had to do with love.
Yeah, man, for real.
Until, we'd have to settle down until I met Mini E5.
Yeah.
In London there.
Okay.
From East London. And that was where, everything now started moving at a different pace. He was the one who released the first single from the project Now I Rise.
Yeah.
We Pray.
Okay.
Featuring my brother Popcorn. Big up the unruly boss every time.
Definitely. So tell us about the album Now I Rise. We just played the track Now I Rise to the listeners out there. But how did it come about? How did this great project happen?
Well, it all started from the very first song that you just played for the listeners.
Okay.
Now I Rise. It was when I did that song back in 2012.
Yeah.
That was the first song that I made an instrument for in the studio that I built in my community.
Okay.
And the moment I voiced that song,
yeah,
I knew that I wanted this song to be of a greater body of work and not just a single.
Okay.
And I said that was where I had created the album in my mind, Now I Rise. I need the album named Now I Rise.
Yeah.
You know? And the second song that I actually created the second day in that studio was one that made me an artist, Rastafari Way.
Yeah.
So you see, everything started from that time, and it was in 2015 that when I met Minnie, you know, I started to work on the project with more sturdiness now. I said, all right, yeah, doing an album now.
Yeah.
You know?
For real.
We started the voice of a lot of songs, you know, released a lot of songs at the time, you know, but we were touring and doing a lot of things, you know. England, I mean, I came to England in that time. They showed me a lot of love, and it was all that experience that I got everywhere I went.
Yeah.
That I just took back home into my little box and started writing now for the album officially in 2016.
Wow.
And I mean, it's now out 4 years after, with 16 track.
Yeah.
16 track, 6 features. And the deluxe package is out officially, yeah.
Yeah, for real.
And that just made me feel free and make me feel happy because, you know, the fans been waiting on this album forever and they've been pressuring Dre Island, when you give it the album, Dre Island, where you do my youth, Dre Island, Dre Island. So I was like, you know,
it's time now.
What I felt when the album went out was a sigh of relief saying, I'm glad now everyone have the album.
Yeah.
They can play it and all have vibes too. Because I kind of start feel selfish. And I'm not selfish, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm going to start releasing music too more often. But I'm making the album do what it has to do first.
Wow, okay. Yes, because this album is a great album. I'm enjoying listening to each and every tune. And each song has a different meaning but a higher level of vibes, I think.
And that's the whole vibes that I wanted everyone to get from the album, because the name is Now I Rise. So every single song that you listen, it's supposed to have that rise vibes.
Yeah.
You hear the situation, you hear the story, but you saw what was Dre Island's solution, you know, at the end of it all, Dre Island rise above his occasion, you know, so you can rise to, you know, everyone that's listening. I want them to feel that awareness of that rise, especially in a time like this.
For real.
After all of this madness, everybody need that rise.
Definitely. So, I need to get your opinions on this particular story that I've heard for the past few days with the situation around Lux being banned in school. I just want to know the trueness, what's going on in Jamaica and the situation, and I suppose your thoughts as well.
To tell you the truth,
yeah,
I don't know what is really happening. Yeah. I saw it, but you know what I know? There's a lot of madness going on social media. You know,
True.
People do things for different reasons, you know?
Yeah,
so when I woke up the morning and saw it, just like you, I was like, first, me get that, you know, that we are human. So me get that human nature, feel the angry vibes first.
Yeah.
And then, my out for jump and ride something, you know, and then me say, Dre,
think about
these
it.
people that them publicity stunt. You know, and I'm not judging anyone because I don't want no one to judge me.
For real.
But you know, hey, life is what it is, and I think the world reach a place now where we must accept humanity.
Yeah.
Each and every one for who they is, because you want me to accept certain things that I never grow with as the norm in my philosophy and in my whole reality of living till 25 years after. This is what I'm going to happen in my country, and want we to accept it. So only can accept the people them as them is from the land. That's just it for me, you know. And they say their matter is out of many one people.
Yeah.
You know, and I can't see that no time. You know, because at the end of the day, we fight in our own, we fight in our culture. Rastafari is Jamaica.
For real.
Jamaica is not Rastafari. Rastafari is Jamaica.
Yeah.
Check the facts, check the truth, check the reality.
For real,
Everybody know most people in this day and age that know of Jamaica, other than from people other than Usain Bolt, other than Popcorn, other than I and I in this time, you know, and my other brothers and sisters. Bob Marley, Peter Touch, you know what I'm saying? Garnet Silk, Dennis Brown, you know?
Yeah.
The Wailers.
The list continues.
You know what I'm saying?
For real.
Yeah, so what you're saying, all of these people fought for nothing. They made this country what it is with tourism, with entertainment, with sports. Because at the end of the day, let me give you a harsh reality.
Yeah.
Them say a king never get crowned in his own kingdom. Right?
Yeah.
So, how me see this place here called Jamaica? It's not Jamaica embrace Jamaicans.
For real.
Or must I say, it's not Jamaicans living in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Embrace Jamaicans from Jamaica.
Okay.
It's the people them out in the world and the Jamaicans them living out in the world.
Yeah.
That embrace these people. So you see these things that have been seen happening over time and time.
Yeah. Wow.
It will all come to an end because at the end of the day, them accept Christian, them accept Muslim, them accept every other faith or every other religion or tradition.
Yeah.
So what has Rasta done to you? Why you can't accept Rasta when all Rasta preaches one love?
For real. Respect
a
for
free
that.
way of life.
Yeah.
You know?
For real.
We don't understand. We not try force. It's the only way of life that never force anyone to do or make a choice in what faith or what belief or what they want to do this belief, you know. I just heights up, you know.
Yeah.
I never grew up in the house with nobody as Rasta in my house. I grew up in a Christian home where I got beaten to go to church, where I was forced to go to church, where if me never got to church, me can't play my Nintendo Monday, Me can't play game because me never go choir practice, me never go this. Yet want to go there, so I mean if I said I never wanted to go school, it's not a problem. But if I never want to go church, it's a problem.
Okay.
So, I mean, for I and I, with that said and done, you know, it's a free way of life. I never feel pressured. I don't see why others should feel pressured by Rastafari.
For true. So, we're coming to the last few little minutes of the interview. What would you like to say to the listeners out there?
Well, you know, to my listeners out there is always to keep a level head, you know. Whatever you do and respect the ones that respect you and show your love.
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah.
And feed focus, stop distraction.
Yeah.
Please and thanks.
And I'm getting asked from lots of people on social media, would you mind singing a little something? You choose whatever you would like to do.
I ain't got a problem.
Yeah. Bless up.
What you want me to sing and play?
Yeah, man.
Well, let me tie my shoes this.
Okay.
Oh, tears like kindness been started rocking through your bones. It's every day as the clock ticks and all the mystery unfolds. How can you lead the people when you're asking me which way to go? Love is not hard to find, it's just very hard for me to show. They say that slavery is over, so are we still fighting to be free? Gotta be a man and work hard in his best to take care of my responsibilities. And God knows your day is getting closer while you taking off from me. Yeah, you took me away from my home. Now you wanna take away from the birds and the bees. But as sure as the sun shall shine, yes. We all one day gonna be fine. One day it's gonna be okay. Yes, everything is gonna be okay. I know the pressures make you think I'm God, and every burdens make you wanna cry. It's gonna be okay. Yes, everything is gonna be okay. Yeah, and that one is featuring my brother Jesse Ryan.
Yeah, big respect, man. For real. You know what?
It's also featured on the project Now I Rise, so you can play that one for the massive.
I will do. You know what? It's been an honor and a pleasure to speak with you. And when you can come to the UK, please let me know, and I would love to link up with you for sure.
Definitely will.
Yeah, man, for real. I really appreciated.
Love every time, you know.
For real, every time. You know what? I really appreciated your time and just having a chat, because I know you're a busy person still.
Yeah, because right now I'm supposed to be a student. Actually, I read with you and I get ready.
Yeah, man, thank you. Like I said, I really do appreciate it. And lots of people are loving the vibe, so I really give thanks for that.
Rastafari, I love, man, you know. We just want the ones them just hold a level head up there. I know everything is going to be okay one day, you know.
Definitely.
Because nature going to take its course, you know.
For real, for real. Yeah, man. You know what? Any final thoughts before we go for the listeners who are locked in?
Yes, I just want everyone to know and just remind yourself to love yourself. You know, judge thyself. Don't judge the brother.
Yeah.
Accept your brother for who is him. Just try to know him and over him.
Definitely.
So we are going to live in one love.
Yeah, man.
Yes, man.
Give thanks. Thank you, thank you.
Emperor Haile Selassie,
Rastafari. Yeah, thank you very much. And like I said, I really appreciate it. And we'll speak again, I'm sure.
Give thanks every time, definitely.
Anytime.
Most definitely.
All right. Give thanks, yeah? We'll speak soon.
Every time.
All right.
Thanks for your time, too. Yeah.
Anytime. Bless up.
All right.
Yes, people, please do go and support Dre Island, okay? Go and check him out. Go and see what he's all about. He's a great artist, worked with lots of different artists from all around the world, such as Protege, Chronix, and the list continues, Julian Marley, and so many more. This is, once again, the great track of Now I Rise.
Yeah, running up his mouth. But you see DJ Kat, she don't need to do that. She just run rhythm.